Tonight we need a hero, and that hero is called Dave. Yes, it is the Disney Channel classic Dave the Barbarian. The American animated series that follows Dave and his family on surreal medieval-themed adventures. The show lasted for one season from 2004 with 42 different segments being made over the year it aired. So now that we have the background, let's take a look at a couple of episodes. First up we have the maddening sprite of the stump. So the narrator is explaining that the place is under attack as everyone is running away from a giant muffin. Suddenly someone goes to tell the princess. He explains it is horrible as Princess Candy doesn't want to get involved. Her sister Fang comes over and tells Candy to smash the muffin. She laughs as suddenly Dave comes in and asks for a yappy dog, so he can spare it away. Uncle Oswich then turns up and says he will eat it as long as it isn't banana, as he hates bananas. Dave says he hates the forest as Candy tells everyone to ignore the muffin as the family then get into an argument. The peasant tells them to come up with an idea as Uncle Oswich agrees. He says they need to go to the forest to fight with each other. So we see the muffin attack as the family arrive. Dave is shocked as Fang wants to get into the attack. Uncle Oswich then makes the muffin bigger as a tree complains to them. Dave is panicking as his sword talks to him. She tells him to use her as Dave acts all tough but tosses the sword away. The muffin picks up Dave as Fang then steals the wand and kills the muffin. Dave is pleased with Fang as the sword is angry with him. Dave can't get the sword out as he dashes off to train. It's very silly but he still can't get her out. Fang spits on his hands as suddenly a fairy comes out of nowhere. Danny DeVito over here tells the gang the sword is stuck in the tree as Dave is complaining. The fairy says whoever pulls the sword is the true ruler of the kingdom. Everyone gives it a go as they can't do it. The fairy laughs at them as the sword is annoyed. So everyone from around the kingdom has arrived to see if they can pull the sword out. But no one has managed to do it as the sword is scared she is stuck for the rest of her life. The fairy then explains to Candy that if no one manages to pull the sword out then he gets to be the ruler of the kingdom. Dave points out he wrote the book as the fairy takes the crown from Candy. So the narrator is explaining what the fairy is doing as the fairy is sitting on the uncle. He is very rude and very shouty. Fang is annoyed with the fairy as Fang eats the food and spits it out for him. Dave tells Fang to stop as he needs to floss his teeth first. The fairy then wants his nails clipped as Candy comes in with a bag. She then gets angry and throws the bag on the floor. Dave tells Candy not to disobey as he turns her head into different things. Candy blames Dave as they get into another argument. The fairy tells Candy to get a move on as she goes down on his feet. Suddenly some guy comes rushing in and tells them the muffin has a big brother and he is here to cause chaos. The fairy laughs as he calls the family together. He says whoever can defeat the monster wins a sword thingy and doesn't have to give him a sponge bath. The gang dash off as Faffy attacks the sword. The gang go out as they see the muffin monster attack the castle. They fight over the wand as Fang and Oswich zap each other. Dave comes up with a plan as he needs his sword back. They all dash to his sword as they all work together. They get the sword out as they figure out they are all the rulers of the kingdom. The muffin attacks as the fairy rolls out of the castle. The family tells him to get lost as he wants another sponge bath. The family goes to attack the fairy as he flies back into the stump. The family all grab the sword as they go to attack the muffin. The narrator explains they couldn't animate it because it would be too expensive. He explains the top became a bouncy castle and everyone apart from Little Billy was allowed on it. That then concludes the episode. Next up we have Shrink Wrap. So we arrive at the great indoor marketplace as the narrator explains that you can find anything here as the uncle finds a trumpet playing chicken. Someone is trying to flog leeches as he sucks the fat from a person. Dave then arrives and starts talking very deeply. He asks why is he here and what is his purpose. The guy suggests putting a hole in his head as Dave is shocked. He only wanted advice. The guy suggests reading some of those self-help scrolls but explains they have been written by weirdos. Dave reads them anyway as Fang then comes over and says she is sad. Dave says she must express her feelings fully as she goes off in anger. She thanks Dave as Dave says he has a purpose to help people as no one listens to him. He becomes some doctor thing as Fang is confused. Dave explains he will talk about people's problems and they will go away. Fang wants Dave to go away as Dave starts to go off as Fang tells him to stop using big words. Fang runs off as Dave chases her asking more and more questions. Candy doesn't care as Dave then asks her questions. She dashes off as the uncle is showing off his chicken. Dave is then asking more questions to the uncle as the uncle then zaps him and Dave gets crushed by a horse. The uncle then asks Candy what that green stuff is on her face as she rips it off and her face comes completely off. The uncle is stunned as he asks his chicken friend. So the sword is telling Dave about her problems as she gets mad very fast. She zaps Dave as Dave tells her to scream. She screams the place down as suddenly she wakes up some god from below the ground. He explains he is some punctuation god and wants revenge. Everyone comes in saying it is the end of the world as the ground breaks open. The god comes out as they blame the sword. She isn't pleased as the god says he will crush everyone and destroy everything in his path. He forgets his words as everyone else tries to finish his sentence. He gets very angry as he shoots fire at the castle. Dave asks why as the god doesn't know why he is doing it. He starts to get upset as Dave says he can help him. The god explains everything that has happened to him in his childhood as Dave says to let his emotions out. The god wants to destroy everything as Dave says they have made good progress. Fang is confused as he is still destroying everything. Dave says he now knows why as he serves up tea. So the god is out destroying the great indoor marketplace. He spits fire everywhere as someone then offers him something. They swap cheese for some gold as the god loves cheese. The uncle tells him to stop as he then explains to Candy that the god eating cheese is a bad idea. Candy says not on her watch as she kicks the cheese out of his hand and starts to attack the god. Faffy spits out a trumpet as the uncle goes looking for his chicken. Dave steps up as he goes to help the god as Candy is confused on why he is stopping her. Dave explains his purpose is to help everyone as he needs to help the god. The god has made something as the family are impressed he is a really nice guy now. Dave suggests giving it to his mom as the god gets angry as he hates his mother. The sword is impressed as the god spits more fire. Fang is angry with Dave as Candy tells Dave to get the god's mother. So they get the mother as she explains he is a bad son. Dave tries to defend him as the mother is then impressed with her son as they have a hug and make up. His mother gives back his blanket as they trade gifts. Dave is happy as the bad guys go off to destroy the other side of the world. Faffy spits out the chicken as Dave is depressed. The uncle says he can help him as he gets dressed up as a chicken and plays the trumpet. The episode then ends. Finally we have pet threat. So on a nice sunny morning, Dave is going out for a stroll as Faffy gets stuck in the doors. Dave explains he is going to get some sap for the maple syrup. He tries to get some from the trees but there is very little. He then squeezes the tree as loads come out. It all goes into the uncle's mouth as he becomes a ball. Dave explains Faffy loves sap but Faffy doesn't feel up to it. The sword explains he hasn't been feeling well all week. Fang comes out and shouts that mom and dad are on the crystal ball. Dave runs back but squishes Faffy. So the family are listening to mom and dad as they explain they have destroyed another evil fortress as they explain they have sent Faffy a package. The uncle asks what package as their parents explain it was a ham. The uncle remembers he stole the package as he ate it. Dave asks why they sent that package as the queen explains it is Dragon Week as Dave then can't believe it is Dragon Week and he hasn't got him anything and that is why Faffy is sad. Dave explains everything Faffy has done for him as Candy explains they must shop. They dash off as the king goes off on a rant. No one listens as the family go shopping. They try on a goat as Fang wants to smash everything. The goblin asks Dave if he wants anything as he then gives everything to Dave including a weasel. Dave loves the weasel as the goblin wants a lot of money. Dave chucks the money at him as Dave really loves the weasel. Fang wants to smash Dave as the uncle says okay. So the next day the family come in and celebrate Faffy. Dave shows off his weasel as he is choking. Dave puts them in bed together as Dave treats the weasel better than Faffy. He feeds him nose worms as the narrator then explains the weasel is looking for something. He explains it is some brick in the wall as the weasel is evil. The weasel farts as Dave eats the nose worms as Faffy falls out of bed. Faffy then zaps Dave as he is angry with him. Faffy says he likes the weasel more as Dave denies this as he walks off. Faffy comes up with an invention to kill the weasel as he accidentally starts the machine himself and squashes himself. Dave is not impressed as he punishes Faffy by making him sleep outside. Faffy then finds out the weasel is evil and wants to destroy the family as he screams. He rushes to Candy as he tries to explain. She doesn't believe him as he goes to the uncle. He isn't happy either as Faffy then goes to Dave as Dave defends the weasel as he tells Faffy to get outside. Faffy leaves the castle forever as the weasel takes the brick out as it reveals a grape. The family come in as the weasel reveals who he really is. Dave doesn't seem to understand what's going on as the weasel turns back into his normal form, the evil pig. He explains he has to eat the grape to become powerful as he eats it. He transforms into a giant cat as the family are confused. The cat squashes Dave as the sword wants to know what's going on. Fang explains as the cat goes off. He laughs as he licks himself. Suddenly Faffy returns as he attacks the cat, but the cat throws him away. He then comes back. Faffy then takes some hair out of him as Faffy jumps down his throat. The family can't believe it as Faffy heads inside the cat as he goes to find the grape, covers it in hair as the cat coughs it up. The grape goes far away as he transforms back into his pig form. The gang want to know where Faffy is as he then comes out of the pig. Dave celebrates Faffy as the family attack the pig, so we see the king and queen fight the ice creature as the grape hits the monster and kills it. So Faffy is getting a nice dinner from Dave as they serve up the pig. Dave says they won't really eat him as he tells us to drive safe. The episode ends on that note. Overall, Dave the Barbarian was an alright show, nothing special, but it wasn't bad either. The stories were very silly as they only had 10 minutes to tell it, and with it being medieval they could pull off anything they wanted and say it was silly Merlin magic. This is just a basic show and I can see why it only lasted for one season. They could have done better with it, but by all means it isn't a bad show, so it's up to you if you want to watch it. So thank you for watching. If you have any TV shows you like to see me do, put them in the comments.